Hi, my name is Sanka, and I'm an alternative YouTuber from South Africa. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're back. I'm really happy to have you either way. So yesterday was May 22nd, World Goth Day, and I thought I could make a video about my sort of journey into becoming goth. It all started in high school with a quotative quiz. I don't know if quotative is still around, but I was obsessed with those things. And I went on to the quiz, did the whole thing, and then at the end it gave you like a story, or at least the ones I did, they gave you a story. They gave you a bunch of, well, this particular one gave me a bunch of music to listen to go with the story, and I was like, this is really interesting. So I checked out the music and I sort of fell in love with the music, and it was emo music. It was Sleeping with Sirens at first, and then it was Pierce the Veil, and then A Day to Remember, and then it sort of started going from there. But that's how I got into emo. I literally did it off of a quotative quiz. And I then went to Google. Cannot believe I'm admitting this to the interwebs. I typed in how to be emo, and WikiHow came up. I followed WikiHow step by step. I would go every day religiously to make sure I was doing the same thing. Nothing had changed. And I have the steps for you here. I will just read them. You kind of, okay, so yes. So first of all is the appearance bit, right? The hair, very important. If you don't know what an emo looks like, I will insert a picture of a typical emo person. Otherwise, there is also a picture of me you can look at. So there's the hair, right? You know, the side bang, covering one eye, hair dye. I think the hair was generally black or it was dyed. There was no two in between. So you couldn't have like pink hair and like blue hair, for example. You had like, or you could, but that was more scene, if I remember correctly, like back in the day. Are scenes still around? Man, I wish I could have got into scene. I would have been a scene queen. So then there's the hair. First there's the hair. Then there's the fashion. You know, you gotta have the studded belts, the checkered belts, the arm, what do you call them? Arm warmers. You know, the stripy ones, or the fishnet ones. Not the fishnet shirts, the fishnet arms. Very important. The skinny jeans, the wallet chain, the beanie. Yes, the slouch beanie, very important. The bracelets, the hoodie, the band hoodie, or the plain black hoodie, but it had to be a hoodie. Like no cardigans, no jumpers, hoodie. And you had to make sure you dressed androgynously. So like the guys, the girls looked the same. Couldn't tell the difference. I mean, you could, but you know. And then that was step one. Step two is the music. So you gotta go and you gotta Google the music. You gotta understand where it all came from. You gotta know the subgenres. You gotta appreciate the subgenres. Well, appreciate the music in general, but you gotta be able to fire off those subgenres, man. You gotta look up to the bands for how to dress, how to act. I know I did that. I copied Hayley Williams. I'm not ashamed to say it. I was a huge Paramore fan. Still am. But like back in the day, it was like hardcore Paramore, Sleeping with Sirens. Whew. I'm not ashamed to say it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that goes with the clothing, the fashion. You gotta have the band shirts, man. Fall Out Boy. Paramore. What else did I have? I had pierce the veil. Like, you gotta have the band shirts. Gotta represent, you know? And then step 3 is you gotta interact. So you go to the concerts, you create a persona. I don't think I had a persona because I never went to the concerts because we didn't have them, or I was not allowed to go because age restrictions and stuff. Gotta play an instrument. I wanted to be in a band. In fact, 2 of my best friends and I almost started a band. I mean, we did in our heads, but we didn't actually physically start the band. I played guitar, I sang, I wrote music. Not very good music, but I wrote it. And you got to DIY. So I remember I had a pair of shoes. And they were Converse, obviously. And I took Tipex or correction liquid, and I wrote on those shoes on the black parts, and I wrote on permanent marker on the white parts, and I had a really cool shoes. So I've been DIYing for like ever. That was my emo phase, and then I started listening to heavier music. So I like to say I listen to music, like I listen to everything from death metal to Disney, but I refuse to listen to country, no offense, and I'm not too keen on gospel. But that's not the point. The point is, I started listening to heavier music. So then I went to a Bullet for My Valentine concert, and that was my first big concert that I went to. And during that trip, it was in London. So during that trip, we went to Camden, which is a alternative. Well, it's a borough, but there is a part of Camden that's like strictly alternative. It's got like, my soul, a little bit of my soul lives there permanently. Anyway, so we went to Camden and I saw her, a goddess. The hair, the makeup, the trench coat, the boots, the corset, everything. Oh, she was beautiful. And that's how I discovered goth. Because I was like, what is this amazingness and how can I do it? So I went back to WikiHow and I said, how to be goth. And I followed step by step again. And then I Googled more, goth bands, how to be goth, the history of goth, that sort of thing. Found different YouTube creators and got more comfortable with it. And so I've been alternative for about 10 years, but I've been goth for, I want to say, you can see me doing the math now, 7. I've been goth for about 7 years. But I've only recently been able to start expressing it because of uni. Because my dad had a thing about, I don't like the way, my dad still has this, I don't like how you dress, but my mom is more open to it. And since I have more access to more resources and like more money, and I've grown in terms of my makeup, I'm able to go from baby bat to this. So yeah, anyway, that's how I got into goth. So I have a couple of, let me just turn my notes over, a couple of tips on getting into goth. First of all, learn the history. Almost everybody in the goth subculture knows the history of goth. Some know it better than others, but you kind of got to know the history of goth. Basically, it's an an offshoot of the post-punk movement, right? It evolved from post-punk. It's about the music. The music came, and then the fashion came. Don't shoot me, but that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into it. Second of all, you gotta dress the part. Now, the part can be anything from dressing. I'm gonna sneeze. No? Okay. The part can be anything from dressing like a Victorian goth to wearing the most basic outfit. I am wearing a black crop top, a black pair of leggings, and a fishnet top that I cut a hole in the crotch and cut the feet off. Fishnet top, right? And that's my outfit for the day. I have cute socks on. They've got bats on them, but I don't know if I'm flexible as bat. So you can make a goth outfit out of basic black clothes. It's about the accessories, I find. So got these big ol' crosses, this lovely rosary from a small business called Moonful Moth. Shout out to her. Got my rings. And then I did my makeup. And for me, the makeup is what has put my outfit together, basically. But the main point about dressing goth is you dress in what makes you happy and what you feel comfortable in. That's why there are days where I wear pink. Because I'm happy, I know I'm a goth. Like, inside, I'm a goth. I'm just wearing pink that day. You also don't have to start wearing corsets. I mean, you can if you want to. I love my corsets. But you don't have to start there. You can sort of ease yourself into wearing corsets. Then live the lifestyle. I have loved spooky things, and I do love spooky things. I literally have a life-size coffin in my room, as well as a mini coffin. And I have tons of bones around my room. And dead flowers. Yeah, I have dead flowers. Just had to check because I recently threw some away. But yeah, it's about... How can I put this? It's about expressing on the outside what's on the inside, if that makes sense. Because it's an expressive subculture. But the main thing is you gotta start slow. There are gonna be people who are gonna say something. And trust me, it's not nice. So start slow. Start maybe dyeing your hair, or using hair chalk, or getting clip-on hair pieces. Then start, maybe if you don't wear black that often, start increasing the number of black items you have. How did I start? Oh, my makeup. I started my makeup really light. As you can tell, I don't like extreme makeup looks. I started really basic, just with the basic wings and purple lipstick, red lipstick. Then I moved on to black lipstick. I tried to see what I could wear that expressed me, that was okay with the people around me. So I let them get used to it as I was getting used to it, if that makes sense. So this is really rambly, I'm really sorry. But basically, start slow, learn the history, dress in what makes you comfortable and what makes you happy, and live the lifestyle. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!